Hi guys. Good evening once again. Thank you for joining this space. So basically, I am a digital marketer. I'm also involved in some media work, but I trained as an agriculturalist in KNUST. So I'm an agric person as well. But then right now, what I do a lot of digital marketing and media management. So um, you can see that my journey has always not been in digital marketing. I've done some work within the agriculture space. My major was agribusiness management. So now I do a lot of tech blogging and digital marketing, so basically. So I'm hoping we have a very fruitful conversation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Digital. So, what actually led you to enter the whole digital marketing field?
So I think I've always had passion for tech. I've always had passion to do something in tech. Um, so even on my during my days in KNUST, and the university community is a very big environment. So you can even be learning sociology, but then there are so many avenues for you to pick on other skills. You can do graphic design, you can do coding, you can do web development, because there will be sections, there will be workshop sections that maybe the SRC can organize, or your department can organize, or your faculty can organize, or even your church. You can even be studying economics, but your church can teach you graphic designing. So the university community is a big environment. So though I was reading agriculture, I was learning social media management, digital media, because I was involved in campus media as well. So that was where my interest and my first work began in digital media and digital marketing, where I was getting to understand some of the tools in digital marketing are used on digital media platforms. But then it's relatively a novel space in tech compared to a profession like coding that has existed for a very long time, or website development that has existed for a very long time. So I really started getting the cracks of it when I finished KNUST in 2020. So though I knew some of the intricacies, or though I've been practicing digital marketing way back on campus, professionally I began in 2020. So it was my interest that led me to transition from agri. Not like I fully transitioned, but it was my interest that led me to do digital marketing. Number one. But then number two, because it's also a growing and novel space, is it offers you an opportunity to learn and an opportunity to develop yourself. So I think it's interest first. It's not even about money, it's just interest and the excitement you get when you are working within the digital marketing space.
Okay, you mentioned you actually started in school. How did you start? Because currently I see like organizations, something I'm not sure if you know Campus Hype Crew, where they
Hmm.
actually do advertisements, and they are good to the extent that they can actually get a topic trending for you on Twitter, right? Because they have a lot of people on the team. So how exactly did you start while you were in school?
Yeah, so like I said, we were involved in campus media. So I was editor in chief for a campus media house known as Campus 360. So it's just like a media platform. And so we were publishing news, political stories, articles, and all that. And we're also using our social media, Twitter, to do live tweeting of events that was happening. So if a student has a business, or you have an ad that you want us to write about or blog about it for you, so we can push that ad for you with our website. There's a way you can write the app, the an article about that ad, and it can trend. Or there's a way you can also even insert the ad like a banner poster on your website. So all those things were just minor ways of practicing digital marketing. So though we were into more of student media, we were practicing digital marketing started because we're using our website to sell businesses, promote brands, promote student ideas, promote student personalities and all that. So that's how we started. We started. gradually from there. And we could also influence the trends, especially when there's an issue and everybody's talking about it. Because we have some talkability on the media space. We could talk about that. We could add our voices to that, and we could. So it began basically as practicing student media and all those things. Yeah,
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, so based on what you said, I take it that digital marketing is all about being able to reach your audience with whatever product you have in mind, like being able to expose them to that product, right?
mm-hmm.
Okay. And how can we fully utilize digital marketing? Okay, so first of all, what exactly is it? What exactly is digital marketing, and how do we actually use it properly? How do we like if we want to enter into digital marketing, how do we do that properly?
Great, great. So Um, I always explain to people that digital marketing just means marketing done on a digital level. So we used to have traditional marketing where you wake up some Monday morning or some Tuesday morning, then you go to Agbogoloshi or you go to Makola to go and buy tomato. You have to walk from your room. When you enter the market, there are tomato sellers that are lined up. Now you have to select and choose which one you want. And the tomato sellers deliberately also know the people they are targeting. So there's someone selling their tomato exposed. There's someone who has also packaged their tomato. The person who has packaged their tomato has a certain class of audience they're targeting. So that kind of marketing system, the traditional marketing means, has now migrated from traditional platforms to digital platforms. So it is still marketing. We are still selling the tomato to you. At this time, we are not selling the tomato at Agbogbloshie or Makola. We are selling it through a digital platform. So, which platforms are those? We are using websites, we are using social media, and we are using other digital streams to do the marketing. So, digital marketing basically is the act of marketing a product to meet specific consumers on a digital platform. And why is it important for brands to accept or to use digital marketing now? Because now a lot of people, a lot of users, a lot of customers do not appreciate that traditional marketing where they have to walk to Makola to get an item. Somebody wants to sit in their comfort of their home and order whatever item they want to buy. It is the job of the digital marketer to help promote your brand in such a way that when somebody is in search of shoes, it is your shoe that will come out first. That is why we've recognized that now customers are gradually they are being administered on digital platforms, digital streams. When students want to do research, where do they go? They go to Google. When students want to learn something, where do they go? They go on YouTube. When students want to hear news, where do they go? They go on Facebook, they go on Twitter. So all these things are digital platforms. Now, the digital marketer has to find a way to market to the human beings on these digital platforms. So, Joe, I believe you've ever gone to YouTube in search of something, in search of a content, then you'll be looking maybe how to code in C++. Then once you enter that, the first thing you see is somebody talking about some global app or somebody talking about pizza.
Yeah,
How is
yeah,
that,
yeah.
how is that even involved in what you are looking for? But then the digital marketer has identified that there's somebody who will come and search something. And when that person comes, I can introduce Global to him, I can market to him. So just like the Makola person marketing the tomato to you, because there are times you may even be working in Makola, you don't even have any idea to buy tomato, but you flash on it and it will catch your attention. So that same principle is what has been used on the digital platform now. So you have a brand, a shoe brand, you want to market it. But now we are saying you don't need to go and stand at Makola. You can be in people's rooms and market. So you can be on their phones. So somebody is going on YouTube. Digital marketers have a way to put your product on YouTube so that if somebody is on YouTube, not to even look for tomato or look for shoe, the person is there to look for the best gaming PC. But there is a way that person can see that there is a product or there is a shoe over there. That's the job of the digital market. So what they do is that they basically run ads for your brand, they project your brand on these digital platforms. So digital marketers use some specific tools to market your product and to market your brand. And all the things they do, there are goals, targets, and strategies that they use. So each brand will tell them what they want. So I've used one example, somebody who sells a shoe, that is a physical product. What about somebody who has an app? The person wants that app to be downloaded. There is a way digital marketers can also recommend the app for you unconsciously. So you go on YouTube, you go on Facebook, you can see that you are just looking for some beautiful picture of something, then some ad will be recommended. Download this app, or this app is useful. It is also the job of a digital marketer to project that app. So this time it is not a shoe, it is an ad, it is a brand that is being marketed to you. So basically, what digital marketing is that you are selling a brand's product. So if you go and hire a digital marketer, you are hiring the person to come and help you sell, to come and help you make sales, or to come and help you reach a lot of people. That is what a digital marketer does. And they have some tools that they use to do that function or to work. So all these things you are searching on YouTube, you see some ad that you don't even care about, Pizza Man Global is the job of a digital marketer. You're on Facebook looking for a picture, then you see some ad of some bank, it's the job of a digital marketer. Same applies for Instagram. Same applies when you go on Google. You can see that you can search something on Google and you see some post which is not even related to what you have, but they've written sponsored, or you can go to somebody's website. When you go on the website, you can see that they are advertising some Kiliwili or something on that website. That's the job of a digital marketer to do that. So the digital marketer has identified that now a lot of human beings are accepting digital platforms. So we can sell to them. We can use those platforms as channels to advertise the product of a brand. So that is what a digital marketer does, and that is the job of a digital marketer. I hope I've summarized it and I hope you understand what it is.
Yeah, yeah. That was very elaborate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there were a few questions that popped into mind when you were talking about it, and one of them was so you were talking about how people can advertise or basically, the digital marketer will make sure that their product is shown to you on YouTube, on Google, on Facebook, and all those things, right?
Hmm.
And how like the advertisements play before a video plays, stuff like that.
Hmm.
And from my experience, you have to pay for services like that, right? You pay to advertise. Is it
Yeah.
possible to market effectively without money, without actually putting in funds first?
That would be very worrying if you want to market without funds, because that's why it is called an advertisement.
Yeah.
You are in a competitive world initially. So this is also one of the things with digital marketing. So there used to be traditional marketing platforms like radio, TV, newspaper. They still exist. You can be listening to radio, then they'll come and be advertising some malaria medicine or something. But now people do all those advertisements digitally. There with marketing, irrespective of its form, whether it is the traditional, digital, or it is the very, very olden age where somebody will be shouting tomato or something, there's money involved. But then money is not the only factor. You need money and an efficient strategy. That is when digital marketing comes in. So if you have a budget of say $100 and you want to advertise, you have a brand, you have a product, you want to advertise. You don't say because I have a digital marketer on my team, or because I want to advertise, shall I use that money? You have to do a lot of research. So what are you selling? What are the people you are selling to? What is your target market? So for example, if you want to advertise, so that is one of the dichotomy between digital marketing and traditional marketing, right? With traditional marketing, let's say you want to advertise a funeral service. When you go and give to a radio station can play it morning, afternoon, evening, and that one they don't know who is listening to, whether a 2 year old or a 4 year old. But then if you pay a Facebook ads manager to come and help you market your funeral service, the metrics over there gives you an option. Who do you want to share the ad with? Do you want to share it with people below 18? Do you want to share it with people below 70? People within the age of 30 to 45? So you can choose who to see your ads. So with digital marketing, you're able to direct specifics. You want to play your ads in Kumasi, you want to play your ads in Accra, you can choose and make selections. So the money, you need money to market. But once again, like I said, money is not the only thing that makes an effective marketing. You need research. You need to understand, like I said, why am I going to use Twitter? Why am I going to use Instagram? Why am I going to use YouTube? Why am I going to use Google? What is Twitter used for? Twitter is used for generating conversations. Twitter is used for driving conversations and talkability, right? So, why are you choosing to use Twitter to market? And why do you want the people on Twitter? What are the overall numbers? Right now, when you look at all the social media handles, the one that has a lot of following, right? Twitter will be like the set of it because it starts from WhatsApp, it starts from Facebook, WhatsApp, Facebook, then Instagram, then Twitter will come. So you ask yourself, which of these social media platforms has a lot of following that you can target? So if you have your money, the money alone will not determine the effective strategy. After the money, now you think about the goal. What is your goal? Do you want to reach only women? Do you want to reach only men? Do you want to reach people below this age and that age? And is your goal to drive people to come to your website? Or is your goal to let people call you? Or is your goal to let people? Let me give you an example. So, if it is an app, right, with the digital marketing, when you're advertising, there are several goals. So, there's awareness, there's reach, then there's app downloads. So, you can run an ad campaign for people to just be aware. What it means is that you tell people with that you couch a specific message. You tell people, you let people know that hey, there's an app like this. So the message or the ad is just trying to draw people's attention that hey, there's something, there's a service like this. There's an ad service that can do this. There's an app that has a service. Now, after running that awareness campaign, you can run another campaign that will motivate people or inform them to go and download because you can't compel somebody to download something that you don't know what it's about or what it does. So if you have $100 marketing strategy and you want to advertise a product, you can choose that I'm using all the $100 for awareness, or I'm using part for awareness and app downloads. And it's at the discretion of the digital marketer to advise you or to let you know that this is best based on what we've worked on. Let's use part of the money to run an awareness campaign. So we'll let people know what it is. And awareness, there are so many ways of doing awareness. Like I said, you can choose which platform. If you want to do your awareness on Twitter, then it means that your product has to be part of the trends that you want to talk about for a particular week. And there's a way to let your product be in the trends. There's a way to find your product in the trends. That is on Twitter. Or you can also do an ad that will reach a lot of people that people will see. But there are some limitations with Twitter. It's very difficult. If you are in Ghana, you cannot do a sponsored ad or you cannot promote a sponsored ad from Ghana. But then you can still find a way for a product to get into the trends. That is an awareness. When it gets into the trends, it does not automatically translate into purchases or it does not automatically translate into patronage. But then people will get to hear or people will get to know what it is. You can do same for Facebook as well. Just awareness for people to be aware that there's a brand like this. But then after running that awareness ad or awareness campaign, you can run another ad that will now compel people to visit your website or people to download the app. So that is a campaign for app download and a campaign for awareness. You can choose to the first strategy to use. You can decide that the first strategy that you are running should be app download or should be website visits. But then oftentimes people shy away from things that they do not know of. That's why sometimes when you're watching YouTube, there are some videos or some things that you see. They are not instructing you to download anything. No, they are just talking about the service. What you see a lot, most times I see Grammarly a lot. It's just telling you about Grammarly, Grammarly, Grammarly. There will be another time that they will run that Grammarly campaign, and that Grammarly will not just be informing you about what Grammarly is, but it is compelling you or directing you to download Grammarly or to install something. So then you can realize that the goal of that campaign, the Grammarly campaign, has changed from just awareness to now forcing you to visit the website. So money alone is not enough. You need a strategy. You need to understand the market. You need to understand your audience, and you need to understand what is good for the brand as well. Which platform is good? There are some brands who advertise on only Facebook. There are some brands who advertise on only LinkedIn. There are some brands who try and advertise on Twitter. Depends on the audience they are targeting and where they get their engagement from. So yeah, money is good. You need money in digital marketing, but then you need an effective strategy also in digital marketing. You really need to understand a lot of dynamics. What is the behavior of the people you are targeting? The followers that the brand has, what are their age dynamics? The beauty is that the tools that you use will give you all these age dynamics. So it is at the discretion of the digital marketer to interpret them. Some brands can come, they will tell you that, Charlie, help me do this, help me reach this, help me do this. But you, the digital marketer, it's at your discretion to help them understand that it is not always so that we have to advertise to these people. When you're advertising, you can even choose that you're advertising. You can be in Ghana and, and advertise a product to people in New York or people in America. That's the beauty of digital marketing. Maybe traditional marketing, TV or radio cannot get you there because they may not listen. But if you are doing Facebook, you can even choose your audience to be people from San Diego or San Francisco. Because do you know what will influence a brand to do that? Because when you run the analytics, you realize that the people who like the comment or the people who follow you, 90% of them are from New York. So what it means is that though your app is made in Ghana, all your audience are coming from New York. It means that people who are interested, showing interest, are not even within the vicinity the app is. So when you are advertising to them, when you are doing a target advertisement, you select that region because that will give you the best or the biggest sales. So that's the beauty of digital marketing, the ability to rank your campaign and to rank the ads you are running, and the ability to target specifics and the goals. So you asked me a question about money, which is important, but you also need an effective digital strategy as well.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Thank you for that answer. It's really clears up the question.
Yeah.
So um, I think the next thing we'll be looking at is what are some of the challenges to expect in the field of digital marketing. Like if a person specifically wants to become a digital marketer or wants to enter the field of digital marketing, or they have a brand and they're trying to get more people to notice it or get more people to know about it. What is it? So what are some of the challenges we can expect?
So the first challenge will be the tools that we work with. Because we work with social media a lot and digital tools a lot, there can be so many changes at any time, any point in time. Somebody can choose to change something and it can affect your marketing strategy. Like we were there some few months ago, Elon Musk decided to restrict the number of tweets you can make in a day. All these things can affect your strategy. Another thing will also be the conversation because the tools that we use in of themselves, they are media tools, social media. They also thrive on conversations and algorithms. So some of the conversation can affect your plan. Let me give you an example. You can you can plan you can plan to rank. You can plan an advertisement campaign. People sit down for weeks to plan how to trend. Sometimes you don't just see people. There are things, there are trends that you see organically happening, like what is happening now about the demonstration, because it is really happening and a lot of people are talking. But brands plan that they want to trend. So you talk to people with very high accounts who have a lot of engagement, or you talk to so many people to talk about something. You plan the trend that Charlie, Monday morning you want to trend, you've planned, you've paid, you've budgeted for your trend, you are ready to rank your analysis. Then Monday morning you wake up and Yvonne Nelson will go and write a book and your product will not even be part of the top 10. Some different things will be trending, Sarkodie, abortion, Yvonne Nelson. That is a very big setback. And the brand will not understand that. The brand doesn't care. Ono Mama Osika said, within this time frame, people should be aware of their product. So you've added it to your marketing schedules, you've added it to your plans. Then you wake up, and because of the nature of the algorithm and conversations, the trend it can just affect your whole marketing strategy and your whole principle. And that's a very big challenge because of the nature of the platforms we use. Another thing too is most often clients. there's a misalignment between the client's objectives and the digital marketer's objectives. So a client may say they want this, but probably maybe you've run some numbers and you've realized that, Charlie, this thing, if we advertise to both men and women, it will be very difficult. We have to advertise to just women. But then the clients will say, no, advertise to everybody. And that also makes the work very, very difficult. So it's just about the algorithms, it's just about clients working with clients, then the consistent change of the platforms that we use to work. Because if you wake up and they tell you that, so initially, when you're advertising on Facebook, if a client gives you $100 to advertise, or $50 or $20 to advertise, you could use all that $50 for advertisement. But now they've put some VAT on it. So out of that $50, like 1.5 or $2.5 are for VAT. And all these things, they are unpredictability. So you've not even planned things you don't plan for that come and they happen. So yeah, these are some of the challenges on a normal a digital marketer will face, or
Yeah,
anybody looking into digital marketing will likely encounter one of these things.
yeah,
Sometimes it's difficult. It's difficult to track the progress of your ads, especially if there are metrics that you use to track the progress of your ad. If you realize that you've done all your strategies right, but then you are not hitting your targets, it is also one of the challenges. But like I've said, it's not everything that is about ad. Let me say this: the digital marketing field is very broad, very, very broad. So it starts from people who are just ordinary social media account managers. They just manage social media. So they can manage your social media page, Facebook, Instagram, anything. There are people who do paid ad campaigns like I do. They can set up a campaign, they can do ad and all those things for you. There are also people who call themselves SEO experts, search engine optimization experts. These people may not even necessarily understand paid ad campaign. They may just be very good SEO people. So their challenge will also be different. Most of SEO people are good with blogs, they are good with newspapers, and they are good with websites. So if you go and type, um, so for example, if you write a story on, say, My Joy Online, and another person writes a story on CTFM Online, the people who are SEO experts, they have a way of including specific words that when you add to your story, people will read a lot. And anybody that operates a blog or a website, you get your revenue from traffic or from the number of people who read. So these SEO people have a way they can give your website traffic. They have specific tools they use. So their challenge will be different from people who do paid ads and people who are just social media account managers. So it starts, I think the very basic role in digital marketing is being a social media account manager. There are people who are digital. When you go outside the country, the rules are a lot. There are people who call themselves growth marketing strategists, digital strategists, digital then, but they still use the same tools and platforms to work. So yeah, there may also be differences in challenges for the respective roles involved in digital marketing. So anybody looking into digital marketing, you can start from being a social media manager. Being a social media manager too, there are challenges with that if you handle somebody's social media account, because you have to understand the social media platforms you're handling. Is it Twitter, Facebook? You also have to understand the kind of content you are putting out there. Does it align with the brand of the business that you're handling or with the personality? People like President Kufuor and all these people, they do not necessarily handle their own account, most of the politicians. There are people who are handling their account for them. Those people, that's their job. They are handling the account of brands or personalities. And if you are handling the account of, say, Akufado or Sam George, you have to find a way to handle the account. Can you hear me?
yeah. I can hear you.
Yes, you have to find a way to handle the account that when somebody sees it, the person will know that it is Kufuor or Akufado behind. And just like I said, not everybody does paid ad as a digital marketer. I have a friend who works at MTN. He's also part of the people who do National Science and Maths quiz. So if you follow the National Science and Maths quiz, you realize that their social media is very active. And they, what is their job? Their job is not to advertise food or a website. Their job is to publish news content or information about what is happening in the program. So they are also categories of digital marketers. Their job is to drive engagement, bring you live updates of what is happening. Do you get? There are people who are
Yeah.
also into digital media production. So, for example, when you go to church, you go to a program, those who are streaming on Facebook, those who are streaming on YouTube, that is digital media production. They are producing a show. It is also a segment of digital media or digital marketing, but that is digital media. And National Science and Maths quiz are also doing digital media production. They are also bringing you updates happening on the show, but then they are bringing it to you via Twitter or Facebook. So you can see that when there's a victory or when one team wins, they can quickly find a way to post that, Charlie, this is the team that is doing this, this is the school that is doing this. It is part of their KPIs. You may think of it as, oh, no, I mean, you are just tweeting about the school, you are just tweeting. No, part of, so my friend who does the National Science and Maths quiz, part of his KPIs is in such a way that he should build engagement and conversations. So when someone comes under the National Science and Maths quiz post and says that this admin you went to a disco, this admin you went to a gas school, that is he has achieved his KPI because he has been able to sell the show so good to you that you think that whatever he's doing, he has an interest in what he's doing. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes, so it is part of, so every digital marketer has their KPI. Like I said, somebody's KPI is to trend. Another person's KPI is to let people be aware of the brand. With the National Science and Maths quiz, their KPI may be to trend on Twitter and also to build engagement. Because when they build engagement, do you know what they do? They can use that now to go and seek for sponsorship. That Charlie, when we post something on our Twitter page, we have 1.5 million impressions, and no brand will reject that. When you tell him that, hey, one single post can give you one, if you are able to accumulate 1.5 impressions, it means about 1.5. I don't know. So when you watch the Twitter page, you
Hmm.
realize that when you post something, there are some because of Elon Musk, we are able to calculate some numbers. You can see some numbers. It's like people who have viewed, people who have
Yeah.
retweeted.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's impressions, there's engagement, there's retweet and reshare. So if impressions is like, hey, people have seen it, but they've not done anything about it. Engagement is like they've seen it, they've engaged, they've laughed, they've tweeted, they've done anything.
Hmm.
So if you have a post or you have an account that can accumulate 1.5 million impressions, it means 1.5 eyes have seen what it is. So if that kind of Twitter page comes to a brand and tell you that I can accumulate 1.5 million people, and when I post about your product, it means over at least even 500,000 or 1 million people have seen it. Don't you think the brand would be happy to associate with that account? That's why National Science and Maths Quiz has a lot of followers, has a lot of sponsors, because apart from the fact that they are on TV and radio, their digital presence is also very strong, very, very strong. So they're able to make a very salient case to brands. So every digital marketer and their challenge and their KPI, but then they use the same tools. So you realize that the conversation I've mentioned Twitter, I've mentioned Facebook, you use the same tools, but your KPIs are different. So my guy who works in Joy FM, what he does is that he will live tweet what is happening on Joy FM. He will live tweet the conversation of the show, and he can also live stream it. There's a digital marketer who can do all these things because if you want to learn all these things, you can learn. There are people who are also specialized in just one area, in just running paid ad campaigns. So the guy who will come and sell the cocoyam to you on YouTube may not necessarily know how to do live streaming, but he is also a digital marketer. His specialty is in paid ad campaign. The same person who live streamed the National Science and Maths quiz may not know how to run a campaign or an ad on Facebook, but he's also a digital marketer. But there are segments to it. So basically, the challenges may flow through, but each segment has their own respective challenge as well as a digital marketer. So those looking into entering into digital marketing, these are some of the challenges you can encounter.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Where the meeting or the session is supposed to end at 9:30 and it's already 9:17. We weren't able to start early enough, so I
Mhm.
think we would have to try and keep probably some of the rest of the answers short, and then I'll also try to skip a few or probably just merge some of the questions together.
Okay, sure, that's fine.
Okay, so the next thing is so you spoke about challenges in general, right? Now we would like to know what your greatest challenge has been as a digital marketer and the lesson you learned from it, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, so one of some of the challenges I faced is once again, like I said, it has to do with the tool and it has to do with the audience. So I remember there was a show that I was supposed to go and live stream for a particular program. Charlie, all live stream here, you are not even getting sound. And people also need you to live stream a thing. And the audience, and when the audience are complaining, we can't hear the sound. Most of the time, they don't care. They are like, guys, work on your sound, work on your, and
Yeah.
there's pressure on the digital marketer to work on the sound. So work on your sound. So my challenge that day was the camera that I was using to work and the connection and the third party app. And it really affected me because one of the objectives of the event organizers was that you have to live stream, and they were having a number that they were looking for, and we could not meet that target because when people join, they don't hear what is happening. That is one thing. And I've also done live tweeting for an event before. And so that day, there was a day I was doing live tweeting. This is even a very recent thing. I don't know if you know what live tweeting is, but live tweeting is just tweeting what is happening at the event, but you are tweeting it like exactly what is happening, tweeting without.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was tweeting an event, and I realized that my screen is blank. What is happening? Main Kosha, they said Elon Musk says he's trying to put a limit onto what you can tweet and what you cannot tweet. Charlie, meanwhile, we are supposed to, and live tweeting also has a way it can push you into the trends of the
Yeah.
conversation. Meanwhile, we are trying to build a conversation that can lead us into the trends, and the platform is failing us. So, two things I've learned. So, my challenges have been with challenges working with the two things I've learned. The first one I learned from the live streamer is that always get a backup platform. Always get, because we realized that we were streaming on YouTube, but we did not connect our server to Facebook. So if we had a Facebook platform, or if Facebook is not even working, we can get another account. So for example, I was streaming the program on Vortex account, and Vortex account is messing up. I can stream the program on Princella's account. So there should be a plan A and plan B.
Yeah.
But with the something like Elon Musk capping the number of tweets, those things are things beyond your control, which you cannot really control. Yeah. So if you learn anything from them, you just have to be prepared and be resilient that okay, if live tweeting fails, at the times we didn't have any camera, so we can resort to Instagram, but live posting a show on Instagram, you really cannot get engagement. Yeah, those are my challenges.
Okay. Okay. That was quite insightful. Oh, the whole Twitter issue, it's actually even affected me as well. Especially I remember there was one day that I think I was just scrolling through getting like, especially during the whole AI period when AI was really blowing up. I was scrolling through trying to get the latest information, and all of a sudden it just stopped. That was when I learned that apparently they had put a limit on the number of tweets that you could see in a day. But I think they ended up changing that feature also. I'm not so sure because I've not
Yeah,
encountered it.
because of public backlash,
Yeah,
because of
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, sure. So I think the last questions will be what are some of the tips and tricks you've acquired that you think will come in handy, and what are, in your opinion, the best tools we could use?
I didn't get the first part of the question. What are some of the what?
Tips and tricks that could come in handy that you've acquired over your time as a digital marketer that could come in handy for us, right? With X365. Okay, so first of all, our goal is to make with X365 the number one result when people search for e-voting and e-ticketing solutions, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what are some of the tips and tricks you've acquired along your journey as a digital marketer that could come in handy to us? And also, what are the best tools we could use to achieve that goal?
So some of the tips and tricks, these are not they are not like magical tips and tools.
Yeah.
You have to learn. If I say you have to learn, you have to understand the industry and the market that you are in. Because marketing is just about understanding the market and what the market demands. Who are your major competitors? What are your competitors? You should not sleep. You should know what your competitors are doing today, what they'll be doing next week. So today was an Nkrumah birthday. You could have predicted what did my competitors do on their social media handles? Did they do a giveaway or they just posted a video of Nkrumah? What are they likely to do? Then you should admit that there's always room to learn because there are people who were in the game before you came or people who have been in the industry before you were. So if you find out that somebody is doing something very innovative, you should not be scared to imitate or to learn or understand and make it better. So the first thing is learn about the market that you are in as a brand. Learn about the market. How is the market like? Has there been any research carried out? Has there been any trends? Who are the top five or top four industries, competitors? What do they have that I do not have? What do I have that they do not have? That is for your local economy. Then understand your audience, understand your clients. They are always changing. So, who are the people who patronize my service? What is the audience behavior? Which platforms can I target some of these audience for? Because the social media platform are plenty. Some things that you implement on Twitter will not work on IG. You cannot implement the same strategies on all platforms. It will not work because Twitter is intrinsically a text-based app. But IG, Facebook, they are for videos. So not saying that don't post videos on Twitter, but you can realize that the strategies will not work. And WhatsApp is also a platform. With WhatsApp, you have people you know, intimate people who can share your content. So read, learn, understand the market, understand your competitors. Competitor profiling is very, very important. That's why before Apple will launch whatever new phone they want to do, Samsung have understood, they've read, they've seen that that's what they want to do. So if Apple is bringing a feature, Samsung will quickly use some sharp or nice way to inculcate that feature or a competitor of that feature at their Samsung opening, at their Galaxy Unpacked before Apple come and launch. Yes, they are studying competition. Understand, monitor competition is very, very important. Monitor competition and monitor the industry you are in and learn. Has there been any research carried so far? Or has there been any data about e-voting and e-ticketing? What was the latest event that came out? Last time I went to an event at Aliza Hotel, and the way they did their e-ticketing was very interesting. I even had a sample over there. So they'll just take your name, then they'll print it out for you instantly where you are. Then they'll put it in some nice this thing, the card. Then you can hang it around your neck like some dog tag. So who are your competitors? Sometimes intentionally go for such events and go and watch what they are doing. What are some of the ways that they are issuing their tickets? Because it's important. Just like I'm telling you, some of the people who may patronize your product may be people who might have not even seen your product before, but then they just saw a similar thing and they were like, hey, how many people are doing this in the industry like this? So you have to read, learn about your environment and understand your customer behavior, understand the consumers that you are working with, and understand the industry that you are working with. When it comes to tools that you can use, well, you are already using the tools at your disposal. There's no specific tools that I can say use AI or use Facebook or use this. Every tool that you can find that can make your brand a better brand or that can make your clients a better that can make your workers better people. Use that tool. So if what we are doing now is a training, we are educating ourselves. We are educating your staff as well. So it is one platform. If AI can help you do better, use that tool as well. You can't restrict yourself to only YouTube, Facebook. No, any tool that can make you better, you can use that tool as a brand. And understanding competition is very, very important. And getting goals, getting strategies of whatever you want to achieve. So, as a digital marketer, that is what I can say to help you protect your brand or put your brand out there.
Okay. All right.
I was trying to
Um,
keep my answers short, but apparently
yeah.
not.
Yeah. It's still good. It's still good because we're actually getting a lot of useful advice from it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Priscilla and Inshira, do you guys have any questions you'd like to ask?
No, please.
Network issues. Okay. If you can hear me, you could try typing the question in the chat, or you can just send it to me on WhatsApp and I'll read it out. Okay. And Priscilla, do you have any question? Wow. Okay. Even Priscilla, we can't hear her.
That is one of the challenges,
Yeah. Network issues.
especially where we find ourselves.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't think. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. If you guys have any questions, right? I will take your questions from you personally later, and then I'll ask him. I'll send you a message and ask him, and I'll forward the response to you, right? Because I don't think you'll be able to get through due to the kind of connection that you have at the moment. So yeah, and also our time is up. It's already 9:30. So yeah, Abrantie Kwaku. Interesting name. Thank you very much for the session. This has been very insightful and very educational.
You are welcome so much.
Yeah, we hope there might be other opportunities like this in future. Maybe I don't know anything that comes up. We'll talk about it and see the way forward.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm also hoping for the best for Vortex 365. I hope I pray that you also become one of the leading brands when it comes to e-voting and e-ticketing in the country because once you have a vision and you you want to achieve great things, we pray that you are able to achieve them by strategically positioning yourself well in the market. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm also rooting for Vortex.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So we'll end with a closing prayer. Yeah. So. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the session we've just had. We thank you for everything that we've been able to hear, everything we've been able to learn. We thank you for the wonderful opportunity you've given us. We pray that we'll be able to utilize it all in the work we do from now onward, and we'll be able to achieve greater things and take Vortex and also ourselves to higher places, to better places, achieve greater things as a result. We pray asking you to bless our speaker, Abrantie Kwaku, and we pray that everything that we've done here Everything that we've done here will be to your glory. In Jesus' name, amen. All
Amen,
right.
amen.
All right. So that ends our session. Thank you once again. All right. Enjoy the rest
Thank
of your evening.
Yeah, thank you. And I'll go and follow Vortex too. I think I
Sure.
like the strategy you used. The first time we engaged, you just spoke to me about Vortex, and that is great. Yeah, apart from introducing yourself, you spoke about your business. That's a very solid way of marketing. And I follow them quickly, so I also do well to follow them.
Okay.
Sometimes on Twitter too, you can also use, I don't know who runs the Vortex account, but you can also use the Vortex account to join Twitter spaces. Important Twitter spaces, not the ones they are fooling. And they are random people who may just see Vortex, then they'll
Yeah.
check your profile and they'll just follow. So not always will you use maybe your personal account to join Twitter spaces. You can use
Yeah.
account. That also helps garner some following on Twitter. So yeah,
Okay.
thanks for the interaction.
Yeah, and thank you for that very wonderful advice. Because I actually noticed whenever I join Twitter Spaces, I myself, I really find myself following random accounts, right? I'll check out
No,
their accounts, read their description, and be like, oh, okay, this
yeah,
person seems interested. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's a very good idea. Thank you.
that's a way of joining. Sure, sure. So it was good. It was good. We'll be in touch.
Sure, definitely.
Sure, sure.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.